Okay, hello once again, and I'm in the garage again. It is brilliantly cold outside today, but the sun is shining, so that's good. Quick thing. Last time, this is where we were. You were here, we're on the back side of Christmas. The Hermes store we talked about. Got hit right in there. Okay, well, another one in Florida. That one was in Chicago. Another one in Florida hit like 2 days ago. Now, my news comes from different places. I don't know what they're actually saying about these burglaries in the news, but the online one was talking about how on this one right here, the most recent, the handbags were so unique and they were worth millions of dollars and blah, 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 right? Okay, so right here, they were unique. And then right here, not so much. Right here, somewhere is where they said this will be with us forever. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple things to think about, like always. So what's going on in the world today? So people are talking about nanite technology, the stuff they're spraying in the air, the stuff that's in the water, right? And they're also checking sewers for the Omicron. And it's not as bad as a variant they're saying as the previous ones, right? This is all stuff that they're telling you or that you're finding out about, right? So let's apply it to this guy right here. You know, what if originally how they got into him? You know, what else is going on in the news? China has all this mind control technology. So, you know, what if they slipped him a Mickey, roofied him, something in his drinking water maybe? And that made him susceptible to MK Ultra, let's say. Because remember, he's a child right here. Full grown man, but consciously he's a child. So if they slip him something, because he's more valuable here than here during the Chicago attack and shortly after. And like I said, all the different variants coming down the line. See, man hasn't evolved. Human has evolved. And I'm sure with all these different variants going on down the line through the course of time, it has brought about physical change. Because remember, you change the software of the program, right? That's just my opinions. And the other thing I was thinking about is Hermes himself. Okay, now you can Google all the Greek gods, and they're all in there, right? Now Pan is listed in there, and Pan is actually the son of Hermes, but that dude was born with clubbed feet, basically, goat's feet, right? So Hermes is probably one of the original tainted people, if you will, mankind. But, okay, and if you look around in the world today, you know, not only are they checking sewers, which they probably did here to monitor their progress on him with the nanite technology, the stuff, the bugs on the inside. There's lots of movies that talk about that too. There's lots of movies, even if you pull the string on Woody in Toy Story, he says somebody poisoned the water hole. Okay, they kind of put stuff out there for you to pick up on, I guess. I don't know. But even the name Hermes, so, you know, right now there's a whole transgender thing, and that the idol that they worship is a mix of both. Okay, these names were given to us by them. You know, kind of like in Star Wars, nobody knew that Darth Vader was actually Anakin. There was only 3 people in the whole Star Wars universe probably that knew that Darth Vader was actually Anakin, and that was Obi-Wan, right? He was hiding out in the caves. Yoda, who survived all the other Jedi being destroyed, and Anakin himself, right? Or Darth Vader. Those only 3. So we only know Hermes as Hermes. You know, what if Hermes is just short for hermaphrodite? They're not telling you what his name was before here. We only know him as Hermes. I'm just saying. That's just kind of some of the weird stuff I think about. So once again, I think, in terms of, living to your 100, all this other stuff I've been saying, time short, and it is, we're watching some things, like I said, we're always having to deal with what happened prior. The only other thing I'm going to throw out there is, they'll tell you nobody knows the time or the day, and I keep saying, but I bet they do, right? I said that in the Q video, I believe. Pardon me. And, this January 6th keeps ringing a bell, and they call it an insurrection. Well, if you look up all the meanings of insurrection, it means to rise. There are beings in the universe that consider us to be a beast. So everybody's looking for this beast system to rise. Well, Insurrection Day is January 6th. That's the rise day. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it is or it isn't. It's just, this is what I see. And the beast system is us. Going back to that original guy, he had a way of life. That was his system. His system. Everything from here on, I've had people talk about, the, caveman drawings and all this stuff. And it is what it is. Those times existed, but they were all done by tainted man. This goes way, way, way back. Way back, okay? Now, a thing to remember, another thing we talked about, or I discussed potentially, is, how this came around, remember, was the destruction of things. Death and destruction, unnatural. You're going to have natural death, I do believe, in reality. This isn't reality. But unnatural death, the wars. So when you hear about, oh my goodness, what the Orion Wars and the Marduk War, I mean, all those wars they're all being handled right here with us. Our wars, the Orion Wars, everything, because it's not, time isn't, say, linear this way or this way. It's more of a vertical, I think, and everything just kind of loops around us in the center, right here. I told you the Earth isn't going to have to spin over again. Everything's just going to rotate right around us. And all these wars, if you can figure out a way to do the math and get the numbers right, you could probably figure out that, like, say, World War II was probably concurrent with, like, say, the Orion War. It just happened on a different timeline. Okay, so not only the wars and the death and destruction on this planet, but it's throughout the realm. The multiverse, not the universe. This, what we live in, is a universe, because all those multiverses, like I said, are jammed in here, and they're all being cleansed. Okay, now, in one of the other videos, I discussed a movie from the 80s called The Dark Crystal. In that movie, and actually, you don't even have to watch the movie, just the Wikipedia synopsis of the movie says basically there's an interaction between three suns that take place. Okay, the dying sun, which is the one we see in the sky every day, that is a dying star. The grand sun, which I think is our universal sun, where we come from, and the rose sun. Okay, now the rose sun, I believe, is also the red Kachina from the Hopi prophecies. That's the purifier. And now our sun is starting to get really active. The human's getting really active, because I think what's going to happen, people talk about the trumpets, and that's going to be the waning magnetosphere as we go through a polar reverse. The polar reverse, it is what it is. The waning of the magnets is actually going to be, if you find yourself standing in a field filming lightning, just as I've done in the past, and you have a lightning bolt strike pretty close to you, before that sucker hits the ground, all the hair on your body is going to stand straight up, and you're even going to feel it in your chest. Okay? So I think right before the galactic flash, I don't believe it's going to be a solar flash that some people are looking for. It's going to involve our sun, but it's going to be an interaction between our sun and 2 other suns. And right before that sucker sparks, all the hair is going to stand up on end, and that's going to be the straining of the magnetosphere that's going to sound like trumpets. And then, because even if you go back to the Hopi prophecies, what is his name? Chief Lakota talks about the writings in the sky and the city falling, which would be I'm guessing the chemtrails and the Chinese space station when it fell. But how did it fall a couple years ago and still be in the news today? With the whole Elon Musk thing, or did China put another one up? I'm not positive on that. I haven't looked. It's just something that popped in my head as I was talking. But anyway, he talks about the writings in the sky, the drawings, the city in the sky burning, something like those effects. It's been a while. But he also discussed a brilliant fire or a flash in the sky, followed by ashes, and everything grows new through the ashes. And that may or may not be true, because contained within that flash is going to be your global reset, where everything changes in the twinkling of an eye. Everything, your body, where you are in space-time, the whole 9 yards, like I've discussed in previous videos. But those are just some of the things I ponder, especially when it came to Hermes. Maybe, maybe that name was short for something else. There's a lot of odd gods on that list, but they don't tell you what the names are before them, do they? So again, I'm pretty sure we're really close. Lots of people around the world that I even talk to can feel it. It is what it is, but you're going to feel it in your chest too. Just like a lightning zap. But I don't think we're going to get zapped. Maybe we do. Who knows? I tell everybody I don't know how this plays out. But the other thing I tell people is, creation, God, universe, source, whatever it is, isn't trying to kill you. You are an eternal being. If you even somehow still wind up dead on this plane, you're going to reincarnate into another body. I mean, death is way over programmed in this plane. Okay. So that's all I got for today. I hope everybody had a wonderful new year. Everyone was safe. If you're freezing like we are, stay warm. Throw another log on the fire. And love y'all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.